Just 2 short weeks after the Unlimited Dusi, the cream of the races were back at Camps Drift for the Unlimited Non Stop Dusi, including Triple Dusi champ Andy Burkett in a K1.
Looking forward to trying to test myself against the K2 combinations, which are obviously stronger, but it's going to be a great day out there today.
Body's feeling alright, well rested after Dusi. The last 2 weeks haven't done too much, just a few light paddles and a few runs. We're all ready to go. I think the biggest factor today is going to be the heat.
We'll be struggling a little bit, but we're hoping for really a long day, but hope to be safe on the river today.
Ahead of the record field of 121 boats lay a steaming KZN day and 2 rivers between Maritzburg and Durban, which would be at medium-ish level at best, all the way to Durban. In the murky pre-dawn at 5:30, the field gets underway, and as usual, there's a split in the field. Some get out before the Ernie Pierce Weir to start the run through the city, while others opt to stay in the boat for the thrill of shooting Ernie Pierce Weir. The good news was that the field had a full Henley Dam release to paddle on, carefully timed to reach all the way down into the Umgeni below Ngomeni Hill. Still early morning under Commercial Road, and of the river paddlers, it's Craig Turton and Jasper Mocker who are in the lead as they negotiate the weir and the tricky little rapid below, closely followed by the Troutman brothers Kelvin and Matt. Another standout feature of this year's race was Robin Kime, setting off on her maiden non-stop in a K1 and starting really strongly as well. Dusi podium finishers Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins out in support of the Team Best for Kayak Centre teammates, as Andy Burkett sets the early pace from Jasper Mocker and Craig Turton, with Dusi darlings Tulani and Banjwa and Sponelo Zondi surprisingly back in 5th early on. Through the thick early morning mist comes Robin Kime, already way ahead of the women's race from Debbie Jermacay and Carmen Blakeney in 2nd. Campbell's Farm in the cool early morning mist, but that was always gonna blow off, and with that the pace would hot up, and that is where Bungie and Zondi started to put the hammer down. Mission Rapid now, and up front it's Andy Burkett who's done the hard work for a slim lead over the pedigree crew of Tulani and Banjwa and Sponelo Zondi in 2nd. Just behind them it's the Class C under-23 crew of former St. Charles schoolmates Lance Kime and Kwando Mhlophe solidly in 3rd. The non-stop is won on the portages and lost in silly mistakes on the river. Andy Burkett running really hard, looking back to see where the running legends Banjwa and Zondi are behind him. But as they run past the confluence section down to the Umgeni at Marioni Foley Causeway, so far, so good for Andy Burkett. But back at Mission, Robin Kime is styling, coming through just 24 minutes behind Andy Burkett. Back onto the hot tar road. On the run down to Marianne Foley, it's game on, because Burkett is just a shade ahead of Banjwa and Zondi, with Lance Kime and Kwando Mhlophe keeping the heat on the front too. Back at Mission Rapid, this is where tiring crews start to make mistakes and get sucked into time-wasting and energy-sapping admin. Well, for some of them anyway. To the put-in at the Umgeni, and we have a new leader. Banjwa and Zondi have hit the front, and they take off with Andy Burkett grinding away to stay with them as they wind downriver towards Ngomeni Hill, with a charge coming from Lance Kime and Kwando Mhlophe behind these two. And that's all confirmed by this chopper shot. They are now 3 together at the front as Kaiman and Mklope join the leaders. But by the time they get to the bottom of Ngomeni Hill, Burkett has used the old short portage to run himself into a 30-second lead. Classic tactical noose from the wily racer, and this could really define the race. The race is well and truly on. Andy Burkett alone at the front as he goes through Tombi Rapid, just enough water to handle Tombi over the right at Pinnacle Rock, and he paddles away. Into Hippo Rocks comes Andy Burkett. This is a really tricky level to be going down the right as he tries to turn into the main drop. This is a man who plans meticulously and executes clinically. He hardly ever makes a mistake, but look at this. That's real funny. A rare mistake from Burkett as he takes a helicopter drop into the river. Meanwhile, a big change in second as boat admin has shackled Mbanjwa and Zondi, and Lance Kaim and Kwanda Mklope bump up into second as they shoot Tombi. Back up front, a wry smile from Andy Burkett, still giggling about his silly swim as he shoots the rest of Hippo without a hitch. The same goes for the second place boat of Kaim and Mklope. And now that they are back on the river, the battling third place crew of Mbanjwa and Zondi, no troubles getting through Hippo Rocks. This race is all about the 100+ other crews who are there simply to try and finish. For them, it's the heat, making no river mistakes and reaching the Ananda Dam wall before the cutoff that are the prime objectives.
Just a bit of boat admin, but other than that, we're stronger. But we must go. Thank you.
Thanks guys. Thanks again, well. Keep it up, keep it up. Go for it.
Hey, having fun, man. 40 degrees, but having a storm, man.
No, good, eh? Quite a long portage, but we're getting there, eh?
Surviving and finishing a non-stop is about pacing, guts, feeding and hydration, and digging deep to get through the numerous difficult patches that every single paddler on a non-stop goes through. Back to the women's race, Robin Kaim having a stormer in her K1, mastering Tombi and continuing what was turning out to be a flawless day that any paddler would be proud of.
How's your day going?
No, it's going nicely.
That's a hole, eh? Bad driver. Who's driving? Me or you?
I don't know.
Fast forward to Ananda Dam, and the splits that Andy Burkett are getting from his omnipresent seconding team tell him that he's leading by just over a minute, but there's plenty of work still to be done from here. This is also where you would expect a K2 crew to catch up, but Kaiman and Mklope are not closing in. And Mbanjwa and Zondi behind them have slipped back even further. They're now 5 minutes adrift. A generous 16 cubic release from Ananda Dam for the final stage into Durban as Burkett extends his lead on the long dam pull. After this, he is holding all the cards, and there's even buzz around the bank that McGregor's K1 record is possibly under threat. But a disconsolate Mbanjwa and Zondi railroaded by a leaking boat. Back at the front, Andy Burkett makes no mistakes about pump house weirs, but you can see that the river is shallower. He started to overtake the water release. It's much less than was flowing out of Ananda Dam, so it's going to be a tough, rocky slog home from here, and you can kiss any record attempts goodbye. At pump house weir, still Kaiman and Mklope in second, and Mbanjwa and Nzondi in third.
It's cramping a bit. At least the dam was flat and calm, eh?
Not pleasant, eh? Luckily he switched to a tailwind about 100 meters from the end, so.
Very hot, long day. Thank goodness we've got day 3 left now, and that's it. Hopefully there's some water. If there's not, well then maybe Burma.
He hardly need look over his shoulder, but Andy Burkett slicing down the lower Umgani towards Blue Lagoon, and victory in his first ever non-stop. That's a remarkable achievement at the end of a gilt-edged summer of doozy racing from the Maritzburg student. Too tired to try and stand up in the boat, I guess, but the celebrations are going to make him just as proud.
Yeah, well, I had an amazing race out there today. I was always worried in the first half of the race that I was going too hard and I was sticking with the first 2K2s, but definitely the hardest thing I've ever done and amazing challenge. And I'm actually more happy, more excited that I'm here at the end in Durban than I actually won the race. And I think it's an amazing achievement for all the paddlers here today to get to the end, more so than where they come.
Behind them, there is a real race on the water as Lance Keim and Kwanda Mhlope have to dig really deep to stave off a heroic late charge from the surging Troutman brothers, but they managed to do so by the slimmest of margins.
Yeah, we were having a great day up until about Ngumeni Hill, and we were in the lead for a lot of the way, and then just coming into the start of the dam, we blew hard, and then especially that Kulibas portage over on the dam was very, very hard. We were struggling. We walked almost the whole portage.
Going over Burma was the toughest stage, and I've never felt so tired in my life like going over Burma. Yeah.
For the rest of the paddlers that made the 2:30 Ananda Dam Wall cut-off, and lots didn't, there remained the 30 kilometers into Durban with enough water to make rapids like Little John refreshingly good fun. Robin Keim moving up to 14th overall as she is about to smash Hilary Pitchford's women's K1 record. Debbie Jermake and Carmen Blakeney solidly in second, but let's not detract for a moment from a massive achievement by Robin Keim.
It's a very tough race. It's the longest I've ever done in a day. But because it's tough, and you know it's tough from the beginning, you pace yourself from the beginning, and a lot of it's a lot more enjoyable than these other races where you have to be going flat out the whole way. This you go at a comfortable pace, and it's just about getting through it. It starts hurting towards the end, but it's a fun race. I really enjoyed it.
It's late in the afternoon, and as the paddlers start to arrive in dribs and drabs, hopefully in time to see Andy Burkett claiming the overall line honours and the trophy. As he quite rightly pointed out, this is a race that attracts the elite few, of whom only a particularly tough percentage will enjoy the relief of paddling beneath the Connaught Bridge into the finish at Kingfisher Canoe Club.
I'm very, very stoked. I've been dreaming about doing this just for the last little while.
It was a long day today, eh? Very long day.
Couple of swims, but other than that, all good. Sweet.
It's a tough day out there, hey? Yeah. But it's a great race, and the seconds are absolutely superb, hey? Magic race, thanks.
Only the second man after Hank McGregor to win it in a K1, Burkett wins by 11 minutes from a blown Keim and Mhlope and the charging Troutman brothers. Way off that leaderboard, the last few rugged crews drift into Blue Lagoon well after nightfall to complete this epic challenge. For these guys, this brings to an end a 13.5-hour day in searing heat in the valley. Now, these are champions. Every paddler making it to Blue Lagoon will be quick to acknowledge that one of the cornerstones of their success is the massive part that a good second plays in finishing the Unlimited Non Stop Dusi. Whether you're an elite paddler or whether paddling is simply a lifestyle choice for you, what you eat and what you drink is going to materially affect your performance and, of course, the pleasure you get out of the sport. Philippa Courtney is part of our team. She's a consulting nutritionist at Sharks Medical, and she's here to tell paddlers what to take, what not to take, what to eat, what to drink to get the best out of their paddling.
There is a risk of overhydrating in an event. Those are, however, often your paddlers who are towards the end, towards the back, who may be very rigorous in their hydration and may end up being overhydrated. However, often you are paddling in hot conditions where your sweat losses are high. And whether or not we physically get wet or on water, you are still perspiring and losing fluid. And the reality is most paddlers are not diligent with drinking regularly. So it's often is not as much as a concern as dehydration. So it's to plan your fluid intake. The maximum amount of fluid that your body can also digest and assimilate is about 600 mils of fluid an hour.
For most paddlers, extreme kayaking is simply out of their reach. It's a bridge too far. It's lunatic fringe stuff in most of their eyes. But they do share in it vicariously by watching some of the expedition footage that we're going to regularly bring you on the show. Let's head to West Virginia and join these extreme kayakers as they bullet down the Wolf Creek. Extreme stuff, and what makes it even harder to get your head around is the chilly water temperatures. You'll see the paddlers in full cags and pogies, so probably single-digit water temperatures, making it even harder to visualize. As we head into autumn and winter, the eastern seaboard comes to life with the world's biggest Surfski Series, which has undergone some significant changes in recent weeks.
The big news is that we have a new title sponsor that stepped in. We had 2 years with Sunglass Hut, and they changed their strategy from the international office in Italy. And it's left the door open for a local product that's making big waves, obviously, in canoeing, best for healthcare products. And we're very excited that they have taken on the series for a year, so it will be the Discovery Best for Surfski Series for 2012. The summer series, which runs out of Marine Lifesaving Club, the Varsity College Marine Surfski Series, has seen unprecedented numbers this year. Fantastic work that's been done by the club, and Barry Lewin, who's been running the series on behalf of Marine for the last 2 years. I mean, we've seen radical numbers.
In the sea today, not the smallest wave to come and make an appearance, but yeah, excited. Got a good partner in Wayne Wilson. He knows what he's doing, and yeah, awesome to be a part of the Varsity College Surfski Series, so it's going to be fun.
The major change to the calendar is the removal of the Durban Surfski World Cup from the KZN Winter Series calendar. The South African World Cup going to the Western Cape in December for the next few years. The Winter Series starts on the first weekend in May, and there's every reason to look forward to the huge numbers that were part of the Varsity College Summer Friday Night Series, joining in the vibrant winter Sunday morning culture of surfski racing through autumn and winter. Find out more at the website surfski.co.za. Durban and KZN remains a surfski mecca, home to the world's biggest surfski community and blessed with stunning warm conditions ideally suited to surfski paddling. It's going to be a cracker winter on the eastern seaboard. Bring it on! Meanwhile, on the other side of Van Riemen's Pass, another Surfski world record. The world's biggest high-altitude surfski race took place in the churning surf at Emmarentia Dam. No place for the faint-hearted, my Chino.
This is definitely a race of a different kind, especially on Emmarentia Dam. at 5,000 feet above sea level. It's the Gauteng Surfski Championships of 2012. We've got a lot of the top surf ski paddlers from Durban have come up for the event. We've got a lot of paddlers who've come up from Cape Town as well. And it's probably the largest high altitude surf ski race ever held in the world. It's been an amazing event. We've got well over 100 boats on the water here today. And yeah, this is the growth of surf skiing at high altitude in Gauteng.
Don't diss them. The Joburg Surf Ski Fraternity has earned its stripes and they are regulars at all the major races in the real sea, which they tried to recreate here with a speedboat and some big fans.
We needed to build the gears over here among surf ski paddlers. They travel down to the coast probably twice a month to go and compete. And they said it's about time we had our own race over here so we can show the coastal boys exactly how we train up at Emmarentia. It was high tide at exactly 18:37 this evening, so everything has been beautifully tuned to ensure an amazing event.
Gnarly conditions, they will tell you in the pub afterwards.
It's the second annual upcountry surf ski race, and it's turning out to be a popular event. Second year running now, and hopefully it grows from here.
Looking ahead, sprint season, KZN champs, and also surf ski action in Plet in Easter. SA School starts on the 27th, the Orange and K3 champs on the 28th, 29th, and then the start of the Discovery Best 4 Surfski Series. That's on the first weekend in May. Every show we will feature hot clips shot by you, the paddler. Here's Durban surfski ace Barry Lewin going out in the guts of Cyclone Arena. He got his ski up to 68 k's per hour with his dad. If you want to send us your clips, go to the website. Looking ahead, in the next show we'll be going to Plet for the Surfski Festival there, the inaugural Green Kalahari Canoe Marathon. Big water season, so first of all we head down the Rough and Ready Tugela, and then all the action from a Lowish Umco Marathon. Then off to Emmarentia for the highlights of the SA Canoe Polo Championships. Well, time has flown. We're at the end of this maiden edition of Best 4 Beyond the Paddle. Make a point of catching us next time as we take you to different waterways, to different people, to different places, different products, as we take you with Best 4 Beyond the Paddle. Catch you on the water.
Beyond the Paddle, powered by Best 4 nutritional supplements.